Welcome back to Embracing the Warrior Principles. We are embracing harmony today, and I have been feeling so deeply the need for harmony, and I was wondering, like, okay, the Elfian No Man Joybringers, the Elfians that work with cosmic joy, they do a lot with harmony and balance. So how is this a warrior frequency? This feels like a joybringer frequency. How is this gonna relate? But I hear, right as I'm saying that, like this like loud ringing, like it's gonna relate. It's gonna relate. It's gonna make sense. So let's just dive into it. I will say, if you are looking for a course and more insights from the beings of inspiration in regards to harmony, as always, like last week, I have in the description all of my courses and the 3 that I have out. And Balancing Your Divinity, I believe it's Balancing Your Divinity is what it's called. These are all things that I just like channeled and let come out of me, and I'm just trying to remember them in the moment. Balancing Your Divinity is, connecting to the frequency of harmony. That course with coupon code THX4 is only $4 until the end of this solar year, so take advantage of that. And if you buy that course, you'll be entered to win a chance to come on Inspired Awakening, talk about your awakening journey, and receive a reading, ask the elves all sorts of questions as well, and get some questions answered for yourself and the collective. So getting that out of the way right now, and let's settle in to, because you can check out that course later. It's time to learn about embracing harmony. So feeling again, no, more divine masculine energy, kind of surprising. I felt like harmony is more of a divine feminine energy, but you're surprised all the time, I guess. As a channeler, I'm always surprised, I'm constantly surprised. In a state of learning and experiencing new things. So a divine masculine Elfian Warrior of truly harmonious connections is going to come through. And like last week, I'm giving the request to give us crystalline connections. So crystalline connections to help us connect to harmony and truly harmonious connections. We gave you crystals for truly harmonious connections and for connecting to the frequencies that help you step away from the negative polarity and 7 deadly concepts. I'm hearing like, we gave that. Go and check those videos out. We gave that. So like last week, I'm going to put those videos at the end of this video and link them to this video for you to check out those workshops. So like, we're going to give you crystals about harmony. We gave the truly harmonious connections. They can go check that out. I'm here. We're talking about harmony. Harmony in general, because harmony in general is a principle of the warrior frequency. And truly harmonious connections is a result of that principle. So they're already correcting me. They're already like, nope. We're going to be direct to what we are coming to talk about today to the collective. So I love their forwardness. It's a breath of fresh air. We all need to embrace that more. Forwardness, directness, assertiveness, honesty, that's embracing our highest self. So they're telling me to stop rambling. I know. If you are a channeler or clairaudient in any way, if you're psychic, if you're a medium, like hearing from spirit is honest. Spirit is direct. Spirit is wanting to come through. So actually let me know. I would love to connect to more mediums, psychics, clairaudients, and of the like. So let me know if you are one, and if you kind of get that experience of like, it's always flowing through you. It's always coming through. It's always ready. When it's ready, it's ready. And you feel the stalling coming through when the ego's trying to interfere. So you're like, in a way, trying to just silence it and like be ready to communicate the truth. So messages of divine light and love for our highest good. Elfian Warrior, divine masculine, truly harmonious connections and harmony. Please step forth when I have safely stepped back. Hello, beautiful beings. I am a divine masculine Elfian warrior of truly harmonious connections and harmony. So, like we had the communicator let you know, we did do a workshop in person last spring for truly harmonious connections and connecting to truly harmonious connections. So there is a part 1 and part 2. We did 2 different ones with a communicator, and those will be available for you to see. While truly harmonious connections, having those is part of, embracing your authenticity and your highest self. It's not a warrior principle. The same way that universal unity isn't a warrior principle. It's a result of a warrior principle. And divine tranquility, again, a lot of these are results of a warrior principle, and the warrior principle itself is something a little bit different, but still related. So with universal unity, the principle is unity, or like embracing unity, and then universal unity is the results of that. Same with harmony and truly harmonious connections. That truly harmonious connections is a result of embracing the warrior principle of harmony. So I'm not going to be talking more about truly harmonious connections. We've given sound frequency to that. I'm going to be talking to you about harmony. So obviously what we do as warriors and beings of inspiration of truly harmonious connections is we work to help with letting go of and helping humans free themselves from the 7 deadly sins or 7 deadly concepts. We work to help you break free from that because those prevent you from stepping into your highest self. So we work to inspire that healing journey, and we also work to keep that energy away from the positive polarity line. And why it's harmony and us as warriors of truly harmonious connections that are doing that and that are talking about that is because if you are in those 7 deadly concepts, you are experiencing disharmony within. You are not in harmony with your highest self. You are not in harmony with your authenticity, and you are experiencing disharmony. If you are being controlled by lust, you are experiencing disharmony within, and it's coming from your sacral chakra. If you are experiencing sloth, like sloth isn't just being lazy. Okay, sometimes it's okay to just have a day of being lazy and just relax. I know you humans need to relax. Sloth is also just like ignorance or ignoring or just like not caring. It's just like, I don't care about my spiritual journey, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. That's kind of sloth energy. It's like that not caring about yourself, not caring about your well-being, just kind of mehing your way through things. And that is a disbalance and disharmony and coming from your solar plexus. If you're experiencing the wrath, that is a disbalance. It's a disbalance in your heart. It's also a disbalance in your root chakra as well. That is a disharmony within yourself. If you are experiencing pride, that is disharmony with your mental body system. That is disharmony with your third eye. That is disharmony with your crown. That is a blockage and an inability to activate the 12 chakra system. So that is that when you're experiencing that pride, that is that inability to activate the 5th dimensional chakras. So disharmony with your highest self as well. If you're experiencing gluttony, that is disharmony with your heart and with your solar plexus and with your sacral and with your roots, with really everything below the throat. That is disharmony within those things. If you're experiencing greed, that's disharmony on a whole 5 body system level. That is coming from a place of lack and desperation and just trying to pull things towards you, and just it's like an icky desire, how we see it as higher beings. And all of these things, if you have all 7 of them going on, you've got a big disbalance in your throat because you're not in your authenticity, and that's disharmony with your authenticity. How we see greed specifically is the icky desire. And there is the manifestation energy. I am manifesting this. I'm calling this forth to me. And that's the positive effect of it. That greed and that gluttony, it looks icky. It looks like, and if I can explain what it looks like, so maybe you kind of look and check yourself with these things, is it looks like the most icky looking bug. It is like, and bugs aren't bad, but it's this bug that is a cross between like a weird monster looking thing. It looks very icky. Like it is something that you see it and you're like, ugh. Like if a human saw what this looked like, you would be scared. You would throw up, like involuntarily, and you would do everything in your power to erase that from your mind. And all of these 7 deadly concepts, what it looks like on the polarity line is this icky, gross, disgusting thing that if you actually saw what it looked like, you would vomit uncontrollably. Your skin would crawl. As humans, that's a human expression. Your skin would crawl, and you would do everything in your power to erase that image from your mind if you saw what it looked like, because it is icky. It is icky. We as higher beings, we do not feel that, but as I'm coming through the communicator and I'm giving her those images, she is like feeling icked. Her body is feeling grossed out at just like even the like glimpse at what these look like, because it is not a pretty sight. And we know that. We're like, this is not pretty. If humans saw this, it's not pretty. It's normal for us to see this, you know? It's normal for us to see these things. But it's normal for us. It's not normal for humans. Not normal for humans to see those icky things. The communicator is giving me like the word and visual of like a booger personified. to explain that. I'm sure you humans understand what that is. But it's not pretty. It's not a pretty sight. And it's all has to do with this harmony within. And when you don't have truly harmonious connections, obviously there are things that knock those connections out of harmony. That can be traced back to these 7 deadly concepts. That's why it was given to the collective all to understand that this is a truth, and this is a truth on a way deeper level. This influences you on a deeper level. But also it has to do, when you don't have truly harmonious connections, it's because you also have disharmony within you. So oftentimes, okay, if you're feeling angry and you're feeling irritated in a relationship or a situation, yeah, it could be something that person's doing, but why is that person doing something that's irritating you? Why are you being triggered? Why are you having a wound come up? So a lot of it does have to do with disharmony within yourself. So a warrior principle of harmony is the harmony within oneself. And when you're experiencing harmony within yourself, you're able to step into your highest self. So like I did the example of explaining, if you're having disharmony between your root and your sacral, your solar plexus, and your heart, and your throat, and your mind, and your third eye, you're having that disharmony, they're not in alignment with each other, then you're not able to step into your highest self. If your physical body, your emotional body, and your mental body are not in harmony with each other, they're at disharmony, they're at disbalance, they're not in alignment, you're not able to step into your highest self. So that principle of harmony is alignment, it is balance, it is healing, it is allowing you to step into your highest self. And so if you're having disharmony within, you're not able to do that. So how to embrace the frequency of harmony. Harmony, first and foremost, is the balance of all things, and it is the divine balance of things. So harmony is the song, the heart song of the angelic realm. So it is the word to explain how the angelic realm, what the angelic realm is. The angelic realm is the realm of the divine, but also of harmony. It is their song. It is their expression. And that is why when you have harmony within yourself, and not just harmony within yourself, harmony with your relationship with others, your relationship with source, you are allowing the heart song of the angelic realm to move through you, and therefore you're able to step into your highest self. So when you're experiencing disharmony, you may notice it's very hard to connect to your guardian angels. It's very hard to connect to your spirit guides. It's very hard to connect. And you have to actually sit and focus yourself to align yourself in harmony with your authenticity, with your truth, with source, aligning and healing and balancing everything. For our communicator, for example, today she wanted to sit and do a channeling, and we were telling her, you have some disharmony. You can't channel us when you have disharmony. You can't channel, you can't connect. If you're having all of this disharmony within you, you gotta sit down, lay down, and allow yourself to heal and align in harmony. To do a healing, do a meditation, bring yourself into alignment and into harmony with yourself, with your truth, remembering that, and stepping into your highest self. So we had her do a visualization of your highest self, of your most empowered self. Let's bring that into harmony. Let's bring that into alignment. Let's re-harmonize your self in the physical with your highest self. Let's bring those into alignment. And that being in harmony with the aspects of your authenticity as a higher being, because you're higher beings, coming and incarnating into the physical. Now we say we as higher beings, we're calling ourselves higher beings, the angels, Elfians, beings of inspiration, whatever, because we are not incarnating in the physical. You kind of lose part of what happens when you incarnate in the physical is you lose some of your light, because you're supposed to find it again. So it's a very exciting and beautiful thing to witness, because you enter into the physical and you lose some things. You lose the ability to understand people. All you humans say is, I wish I could read this person's mind. Well, because when you're in the non-physical, you just know. And you get so irritated when you don't know what's going on and you're having uncertainty, because when you're not in the physical, you know. You just know. And what you're coming into the physical is to go through the process of remembering that. And it's so beautiful. And it's such a gift that you all have. That's why the present moment is a gift. It's because in the non-physical, there is no past, present, future in the same way. That the present moment doesn't exist in the same way that it does in the physical. And that's why it's so beautiful, because it's something that you uniquely get to experience. Like, as me right now channeling through the communicator and other higher beings or a spirit would come through any psychic medium channeler, is we're existing in no time. What that means is, like, simultaneously, I am seeing the world from a cosmic higher perspective. I'm seeing the polarity. I'm seeing so many things. Like, as a soul, I'm seeing all of these other things going on. And I'm communicating to you all. There is no one present moment. There is no that one stillness. That stillness can come when you're in the physical, and that's why it's such a beautiful gift. And how to connect to harmony within it is to embrace that. You're coming as humans to be tested with patience. You're coming as humans to be tested with present moment awareness, with trust, with faith, with hope, with harmony. You're coming to be tested to learn how to embrace these things. And for us, now we could just deliver these messages through the communicator, and she's saying this, X, Y, and Z through a clear audience form. But why we're coming through as channeling, and why we're explaining what we do. You're like, okay, why are you guys explaining what you do? I don't really care about that. I can see that on some of your energy lines. And you know how I can see that this is a video that's being recorded in advance and then is being posted? And I can see and sense what's going on with the people who are watching, the people who are meant to find this. And that's because in the non-physical, time does not work in the same way. Does not work in the same way. We're doing that so you can feel a little bit of a relationship to what we're saying. So you can understand it from a different way. Now, other, angels, whatever, spirit, other guides, other higher beings, the Pleiadians, whatever, they're not necessarily explaining their own experience and what they're seeing. It's different. We're as beings of inspiration, we're supposed to inspire you. And by doing that, we're supposed to talk. We're supposed to talk about what we experience so you can see what's going on. So you can visualize the bigger picture. Because the bigger picture is so important, connecting to harmony. So how you can connect to harmony is just do something. I give you another challenge, since it was so well received. So well received. And so many of you are still setting that intention to continue that kindness practice forever. And do that. Do something for harmony. You're going to see how everything is all connected. Because the warrior principles are all connected to one specific thing. And that is your most empowered self. Inspiring you to connect to your most empowered self, your highest self. Now, there are some souls who are warrior beings, that this does come naturally to them, but they forget. And when they forget, they fall hard. When they forget, they fall hard. And it takes them even longer to get back up to their true power. There are some souls that are indigo beings. And some things may come easier to them, and some things are harder. And they are fighting to re-embrace their highest self for the things that come harder. Because honestly, what we've noticed for humans is that things that come hardest for you are the things that are in your most authentic nature. And they're harder for you to do because the egoic self is doing its job and it's challenging you. And the lower polarity, it is doing its job and trying to pull you down. That is what it's trying to do. Now, that's, we're trying to step into the positive light. You're trying to step into the positive polarity. But you have to acknowledge it's just doing its job. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's doing it. The positive polarity is doing what it's supposed to do. You're doing what you're supposed to do, which is learning and experiencing and choosing your highest self. So you got free will. And it's even more powerful. And if you choose in this lifetime not to follow your highest self, then you're just going to come back and learn and learn and learn again until you do. Because that's being a being of life. The egoic self tries to prevent you from the thing that is actually most in alignment with your soul. So some things may come easier. Like if you're an indigo child, for example, you are one of the vast indigo beings, and you are you can very easily just like your emotions are just like open. And it's so easy for you to have relationships with people. You're such a friendly person. But every now and again, you're seeing something and you don't understand what it is. You're receiving messages and you're like, You're hearing things and you're like, I don't understand this. I can't possibly understand this. My mind is at dis-ease. My mind is at disharmony. My mind is my worst enemy right now. Why is that? Well, it's because as an indigo, when you gain dominion over your mind, when you control it, you are powerful. You are powerful. When you control your mind, well, then you tap into your ability. You can see things from beyond the veil. You can know things. You start embracing your highest self. Well, it's so easy for me to exist in this physical reality as an indigo being. It's just like, oh, whatever. Because, beautiful souls that are indigo souls. Because that's coming easy, because that's not what you're meant to step into in this lifetime. It's easy because that's not what you are fighting for. That's not what you're here learning. That's not what you're here choosing to embrace. You are here to learn to choose your power. You're here to learn to choose what is in alignment with your authenticity. You're here to choose harmony with your soul. So of course those things that are not fully in harmony with your soul are coming easy to you, because it's coming easy to distract you. If you're a communicator, and you're a warrior communicator soul, that might be so hard for you to speak, to put words together, and you feel that call so deeply within you. I want to write, I want to do this, I want to speak, but I'm struggling with it. And you have this being of knowledge code within you, and you're like, I want to learn, and I'm feeling this drive to learn, but it is so hard, and that's a struggle. It's because when you are able to embrace that knowledge, you're in harmony with yourself. When you're able to fully speak, you are powerful. But other things may be coming easy. I'm like, oh, this is coming so easy for me. Organizing this, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. It's coming so easy for me. Maybe this is what I should do. It's coming easy because it's not what you're here to do. It's coming easy because it's in disharmony with your soul, but it's in harmony with the ego, so the ego is not being challenged. So it's peace. It's at peace. But then the egoic self sees you trying to step into your power, and it's like, I gotta challenge you. I gotta bring you back. I gotta do my job now. I gotta come and make things harder for you. And I'm doing that so when you overcome it, you're in your highest self. When you overcome it, you're in your harmony. That's what it is. So how can you do something to be in harmony with your soul? We're gonna challenge you present moment awareness for a week. Spend 5, 10, 15 minutes in present moment awareness and stillness and quiet, and feel the guidance towards what challenge are you overcoming? What challenge are you overcoming? What is something that's calling you, but it is so hard to do? And how can you overcome that challenge and see the other side of it where you are your most empowered self? So now some crystals to help you with that. So selenite, clear quartz. Any quartz really can help you connect with the frequency of harmony. Selenite, any selenite can help you connect with the frequency of harmony. So orange selenite, white selenite, spirit quartz, Lumerian quartz, clear quartz can help you connect to the frequency of harmony. Angel aura quartz Moonstone, opalite, moonstone and opalite can help you as well. Connect with a frequency of harmony. The best way to practice that is that present moment awareness and learning to overcome those challenges. And that is my final message. Goodbye for now. Thank you. I kept seeing this. I have this tower of selenite, and towards the end I just kept seeing this, and I have some crystals in other places when they were talking about the crystals, and I could see them and I could feel them. They're in other locations right now. And I have this beautiful orange selenite heart that I'm not going to be able to like see or touch or feel for like another month. But the visual of it, I just saw it expanding and pulsing and clearing everything around it and showing me like so many visuals, but that visual of it just pulsing. It's like huge. It's like it's growing. It's growing. Because when you're in harmony, you grow. I heard a lot of things. I heard a lot of things stick. I heard and I learned a lot. And a lot of things are making sense. So I actually encourage you to maybe come back and watch this later watch the Key to Truly Harmonious Connections, like part 1 and 2 that I'll put at the end of this video for you in like the end screen. Go watch those and come back and watch this. Some things are like clicking, or maybe like take the like clicking in a different way, or just like remember what you learned in this video and watch that, because it makes so much sense. So many dots are clicking and connecting and making sense. And it makes sense. It really does. And I know that Elfian was kind of highlighting things that was mentioned in those Key to Truly Harmonious Connections video, but like in a different way. And I saw like, I did see whatever they were just like, I saw it kind of. And actually I can give it has been illustrated before, those icky things. There was a book, a myth of, I have it. It's just not with me here. It's somewhere else. And maybe one day I will kind of dissect that a little bit more, because I do want to dissect the mythology more and see what's going on in there. There's one book of the mythology that is the story of Pandora and Pandora's box. And when she opens it, that like envy and all of those like icky things coming out of it, and those like they look like, yeah, like you want to throw up. They look like that, but like personified, and I could see it in it. It's when they look at you, and it's like you're face to face with something that you are like actively choosing. Like we actively choose these things. We do. We actively choose pride and wrath and jealousy. They didn't highlight jealousy as much, and I wonder why. I'm feeling it now, like that jealousy is a disbalance of the throat and it's a disbalance of the heart, and it is the most disturbing one. I'm hearing that's why they didn't highlight it. That it causes disharmony on a huge level, and almost like the face of jealousy and the face of judgment is the face of like the egoic energy. And I'm hearing it's almost hard to like, you would like cry if you saw it, because it is that voice of judgment and that energy of jealousy personifies as like the face of the ego, and it's hard to look at that, like to see that and realize, oh my gosh, like this is something that I'm actively choosing. And even after knowing it and hearing it and seeing it and like understanding it, you're like, you can still go and actively choose it. And it's like, the hardest thing to grasp is, like, we know what causes us to be at unease, at disharmony. We know what doesn't resonate with us. And we know what it feels like. We know what it looks like. And we still choose it. Why do we do that? I think it's because we forget to do the things that bring us in harmony, that it is easier. It's like what he said. It's easier. I heard that. It's easier to do the things that come easy. Like, it's harder to go about every day and, like, not allow sloth or pride or lust to come through. Like, especially in romantic relationships, it's so hard to actively choose not to allow lust or wrath or jealousy to come through. It is. It's something, it's a challenge all the time. Like, it's sometimes, like, you don't want it, and I saw that visual so clearly. It's like, you don't want to lose these relationships. You don't want to lose these connections. But it's almost easier to act out of these, like, toxic almost behaviors, poisonous energy. It's almost easier to act like poison than it is to wait for things to be peaceful, because you feel like you're taking control over something by acting in these ways and allowing these things to control you. But you're actually the most out of control. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's an easy present moment practice, an easy way to bring it back into harmony, but there's a lot of deeper things there. And I feel more that Universal Unity is gonna have, or the Warriors of Universal Unity, that's what's gonna be next week's episode, are gonna have more to say on that topic. Almost confirming that by clearing a block in my throat. Not a block, almost like just like a bubble popping, like something resonating. They're gonna have more to say about that, and it's all gonna be related. Because after them is gonna be Divine Tranquility too. It's wow. It's just wow. I'm processing a lot. Say again, get that the course is in the description, but I'm just processing. Wow. Take some time to process with me, because I wish and I wait for the day that we are all in, and it's gonna take some time, and I will say it again, and I've said it a million times. So there has been that communicated message that we're in the age of Aquarius, and the golden age is going to happen so soon. It's not. It's happening soon in comparison to how, the higher beings are saying that they are experiencing time. But no, we still got a lot of work to do. Like, because I saw it, and whenever I channel the Elfian Warriors, they show me a glimpse of the polarity line, and sometimes I don't want to see it. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. We're in the gray area. Even though it seems like things are really bad right now, they're not. In comparison to where they have been, things are changing, and they're happening as they're meant to. But, like, we still got a lot of work to do, and it has to do with ourselves. It so much has to do with ourselves, because, like, yeah, we got these things on this external level, but it has to do with our harmony with ourselves. Like, if we're really not, like, and if... the best way to word this. Like, if we're actively still doing things that are not in alignment with our highest self, but we say that we're doing all of these things, and, the journey is to step into embrace our highest self. And then we reach that point in some way, and then we go, like, let's go teach people. And when you go to teach people, then you start getting lost again, because it's part of the process. It's part of the process. And, once you've embraced it and you have those days where you're stepping into your highest self, you gotta actively choose that every day. And we're constantly being tested. So if we are not on an individual level, and we know it, we are not acting in harmony and in accordance with the heart song of the angelic realm. We are not acting in accordance and harmony with our highest self. Like, we know that. then how do we expect things to just, like, magically change? Because when they change, everything that we're used to, everything that's easy for us, is going to disappear. And we're going to be in the harder periods. Things are going to be harder for the egoic self, but so easy for the soul. So it's better to prepare ourselves for that. It doesn't mean Armageddon. It doesn't mean the end of the world. It means that things are going to change. Those quick, easy, fast things that are just easy for us, it's going to change. Once we overcome the challenges of what is hard for us, we break past that and we step into our power and harmony with our highest self, new things are easy for us. And the things that were easy for us are now hard for us because they're not in alignment with us anymore. Like, it changes. It changes so much, and we are constantly evolving. And we're evolving as souls, you know. It's very important. Very important. And I'm really glad. And obviously, like, this episode, it's coming out in November. I'm recording pretty much all of these in November. But yeah, I'm recording all of these in November, I think so. So following the timeline of things, because it's all based on energy. So when these are recorded, it's based on the energy that it's needed when it's recorded, and then it comes out during the energy that it's ready to be received. So it's all based on the energy. So yeah, the energy of November is very much that understanding of things, and a lot of shifts for a lot of indigo souls that came through in the color frequency reading. So I'm interested to see the shift. I'm gonna kind of, in a weird way, through doing these videos, get insight into December before December, because of how energy shifts. But there's a lot of shifting. But there is a lot of need for acceptance of just how things are going. And the warrior frequency isn't fighting. This is the final thing before I conclude this episode, and then see you next week for Universal Unity. Because the first thing I learned that I have a warrior spirit, an aspect of a warrior spirit within me. And when I was learning about that, I learned that there is a difference between a warrior and a fighter. And a fighter is the negative aspect, and a lot of us think that we're being a warrior for something when we're really just fighting. And fighting is coming from wrath, it's coming from judgment, it's coming from hate, a lot of it. A warrior is more peaceful in actuality, and it is the actively choosing to step into your highest self, and it is the communication of that higher truth and knowledge, and the understanding of that higher truth and knowledge, and seeking it for your spiritual development. It is a spiritual warrior, and sometimes we think we're being a warrior for something when we're really fighting, and that fighting is causing a lot of disharmony. So we're going to learn about unity next week, and I will see you then. On that note, sending you love, light, and inspiration. Stay inspired and take some time to process. Goodbye for now.